Hey everybody, KNBR sports host Damon Bruce was suspended today, Sunday, November 10th, for this comment I'm about to play for you that he made approximately a day ago. Here goes.
Welcome back. You know, there's no doubt a lot of sports has lost its way, and I'm going to tell you part of the reason is because
Hold on a second,
we've got women giving us directions.
Wow.
For some of you, this is going to come across as very misogynistic. I don't care because I'm very right. I'm very, very right. See, here's the thing. I'm willing to share my sandbox.
It's not his
as
sandbox.
long as you remember, you're in my box.
KNBR
I didn't get into yours.
Not him. KNBR
I didn't all of a sudden slip into your world. You came into mine. There is a serious group of you fellas out there that have just been so feminized by the sensitive types out there who continue to now interject their ultra-feminine, sensitive opinions into the world of sports. I mean, like I said, every single time somebody goes down with an injury, God forbid a gruesome injury.
All right.
Watch the way women react to it on Twitter.
Hey, how about
It's
me?
different than the way men do.
Not really.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Or, I don't say oh my God, but yeah.
Injuries happen.
Yeah.
This happens. All of this happens. All the time. You should be used to it by now. Again, if any of this gets too gruesome for you, go write a restaurant column. Go write a housekeeping column.
Have you
Get
ever
out of
been
the world
hit
of
like
sports.
that? I want to see you get hit like that, pal.
Go cover politics. Go cover the school board. Go cover whatever is an interest to you. If you like sports, you have to accept a certain amount of Neanderthal being served with it. All right? All these people who stepped into our world now want to change it with their world's fingerprints. And you know what? There are some lessons to be learned. I'm sure a lot of the guys could calm down. Me, one of them. Sure.
Yeah. You could. You should. In fact,
Now, I don't care how many Twitter followers someone has, if I'm confusing an LOL KNBR callers with hosts, but this guy, whoever he is, if it is a man indeed, is the most sensitive, a little too sensitive for my taste.
oh, come on.
A little too sensitive for my taste, with all the amount of wounded they've been by, by the way, was I right? The entire world's now coming to my opinion on this whole Richie Incognito thing, that Incognito isn't nearly the 100% monster you think he is, and a lot of the problem is based in Jonathan Martin's inability to deal with a professional locker room environment.
Oh, come on. It
Which might have turned unprofessional. But
Right.
again, I'm going to quote Chris Rock, the key word in self-confidence is self.
Yeah,
You've got to be willing to defend yourself. If you are going to let your freshman hazing roll into your sophomore year, that's on you. Okay?
not to the point of being an idiot. Come on.
Of course, the bully will take every inch you let him take. As long as you're handing out inches, he'll take them.
So what are you saying now? I don't get it.
Now, the amount of people who just say, oh, well, Jonathan Martin, he could have a mental issue. Jonathan Martin could have a social anxiety disorder. Jonathan Martin could have that. Yeah, he might have all that. He might be Little Lord Fauntleroy. I don't know. I had no idea.
Then why are you talking
But
about
I know how professional athletes work, and I know how professional sports works. And here's the deal.
No, you don't.
For all the really sensitive men in the tent now,
Yeah?
for all the women, you know, I see here that he said, you know, this is one guy, obviously men don't have feelings or they should be kicked out of sports. Just ask Damon Bruce, this KNBR guy, and he's talking with Hanging Sliders,
It's kind of what you're saying.
you know, is Wendy Thurm, who I really like. I had Wendy in studio. I like Wendy an awful lot. And Wendy's a very smart woman.
A smart woman.
She knows
Woo!
baseball. And I enjoy Wendy's contributions to the sport that she covers. I enjoy many of the women's contributions to the sports. Well, that's a lie. I can't even pretend that that's true. There are a very few, small handful of women who are any good at this at all. That's the truth.
Oh, come on.
The amount of women talking in sports, to the amount of women who actually have something to say is one of the most disproportionate ratios I've ever seen in my frickin' life. But here's a message for all of them.
What? This is garbage.
This is for all the women, all the guidance counselors, all the sensitive men, everyone who ever got their mail or lived in Tiburon. Here's something for you.
I live in Oakland, dude.
All of this world of sports, all right?
What?
Especially the sport of football.
What?
Has a setting. It's set to men. That's the setting. It's set to men. Women, ladies, sensitive guys, you're willing to come on in and see how it operates. You're allowed in. Here's your press credential. You can observe. You can be offended. You can report on it all. But we're not changing it for you.
Get hit by a woman rugby player, asshole. Ugh.
We're not changing a thing. It's a man's world. It's the last place where men will be men. It's the last place where guys do get away with locker room talk and being disrespectful. That's how you bond. That's how you have fun. This is guy stuff. This is men stuff. And I don't expect women to understand men stuff anymore. They should expect me to be able to relate to labor pains. There are some things in the world that you do, that we do. Now, you can come in, like, just because a guy is now allowed in the birthing room, he can come in and be a part of it, but he doesn't actually get it.
Boy, are you going off, boy.
Ladies, again, welcome. Welcome into the room. Welcome. I'm sure we could use some pointers. But don't think you're rewriting the rule book for us. And don't think we're going to go to your sensitivity training class. And don't think for a second that we're going to sit here and go, oh, that was unfair. It's unfair in the world of men. You'll learn that early.
You've lost it, dude. You've just lost it. Just lost it, okay? Whew.
This isn't always going to be nice. It's not always going to be fair. It's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be friendly. As a matter of fact, there may be consecutive days of absolute designed unfriendliness.
Oh, really? You like this one, right?
Sports are set to the dial of men.
Ooh!
Doesn't mean men only.
Sports are sent to the dial.
But that's the setting. And I'm not going to allow it to be changed. I'm like the guy. Can I touch the thermostat? No, you can't. I'm setting the temperature. The temperature's set for men. And as long as the temperature's set on men, that means guys like Richie Incognito exist. And guys like Jonathan Martin
beat Oregon.
They're the ones actually distracting the locker room more than the guy who's an incognito. I've said that from the minute it happened. I'm sticking with it, and now the world's coming around to me because now the information's coming out of the Dolphins locker room, and the Dolphins locker room is behind one of the guys, and it ain't Martin, who everybody in Northern California has been crying crocodile tears for, as if you walked in and caught Jerry Sandusky leaning over him in a shower. Like, that level of abuse is what Jonathan Martin's been through. You are all high.
You're high, pal. You're high. Oregon.
Seriously high.
Talk to him about
and overly sensitive. And the men got it from here. One of the men, a manly man if there ever was one, Bruce Jenkins, my guy, the grand sage, guru of Bay Area sports writers, joins me next. Damon Bruce on KNBR 1050.
Okay. The bottom line is Damon Bruce has a right to his own opinion, but the bottom line is, again, I'm repeating it myself here when I say bottom line, but you can only do that on your own dime. KNBR has to raise ad monies to pay his salary. It's more likely that someone's going to pull because of him and his comments today in today's society. He has to learn, just as Steak Shapiro, Chris Dimino, and Nick Cellini learned when they made that fake interview that was supposed to be funny of Steve Gleason, who has ALS, and then because of that talks in a really a bad slur, that you cannot use someone else as to make either fun of or to denounce them because they are different and yet involved in what you call, your world. It's not your world. It's not a man's world. It's not a woman's world. It's a sports world, and it belongs to everybody. I just want to see Damon Bruce go out to the Cal Women's Rugby Club or the Berkeley All Blues and go out and get hit by them, and then come back and talk about it's a man's world in sports. I'd love to see that. They cracked the shit out of it.